Ho, ho, ho. Welcome to the Good Teams Win, Great Teams Cover Christmas Draft. We are back in the drafting season as the NFL season winds down. And speaking of ho, 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 Paul, Joe, Cindy, welcome to the Christmas Draft. So I am Byron. Cindy is my beautiful wife who's joining us. So we've got 4 people drafting today. We're going to be drafting in 5 categories, all Christmas. We're going to have our favorite Christmas dinner food, our favorite Christmas sweet/treat or chocolate box, favorite Christmas tradition, favorite Christmas film, and favorite Christmas song. I'll hand it off to Cindy. Say hello to everybody and introduce yourself a little.
Sure, of course. Hi, everyone. Thank you for inviting me. I'm a fan of the podcast, obviously, as a supporter of Byron, and I'm thrilled to finally put faces behind the voices I hear all the time in our place. So, thank you so much. I'm so excited to get into this and hopefully have a good draft and show you what I'm made of. What I've learned from Byron.
Nice, yeah. It's really cool for you to join us, Cindy. We really appreciate it. So yeah, looking forward to this. This one should be good. I fancy my chances. I don't think I've not won one of these drafts yet. I think Byron
Ooh.
and Joe just will just flat out refuse to let me win one. So, yeah, but I think this this could be an undeniable one that even those guys can't screw me out of. So, yeah, I think we're good this week. Yeah, thanks for coming.
It would be a Christmas miracle if you win a draft. So maybe that'll be the new Christmas tradition.
That could be. Paul wins a draft.
Yeah, so we're going to draft one of each category. How are you doing, Joe?
Yeah, I'm all good. I'm really excited for this draft, actually. When you came up with the idea, I was like, yes, definitely got to do this. So spend some time figuring out what I want to do and, raring to go.
And yeah, if you're not watching on YouTube, you should be, because Joe's got an incredible E17 background with our faces imposed on it. So, come to the YouTube channel and stay another day and watch a few more videos.
Which ones are we? I don't remember the setup of E17. So like,
I think it's who you are, Paul, since you're the leader.
Right. Is that the one that actually wrote all the songs, the talented one, or is that Brian? I can't remember, what was he called? Tony. Is that right?
It's not Lennon and McCartney, mate. Custis and Harvey.
Okay. Well, it was just good to know. But it is a cracking background, so that looked great on the YouTube when it goes up. So thanks, Joe, for all your hard work.
And as a reward for your hard work, Joe / how the draft was drawn, you have first pick in the Christmas draft. So do you want to get us underway?
Yeah, I was super happy with getting the first pick. I knew as soon as we started this, I knew what I wanted. And I think in this category, it's undeniable the number one food. It's the best. It's just the best food on there. It combines 2 amazing foods. Weird that we only have it once a year at Christmas. Maybe that makes it more special. Sorry to any vegetarians or vegans out there, but I feel like this is the food that they miss the most on the Christmas dinner. And it is pigs in blankets. Undeniable. Best food. You have it once a year. A lot of things, what else is on the plate? You have it on other Sunday dinners. You have it elsewhere. But, pigs and blankets are a staple of Christmas dinner. And it's the easy number one pick. I feel like I've smashed that. Case closed.
Yeah, good pick, Joe, I think. Yeah. That's a good pick. It's weird how often I eat bacon and sausages together throughout the year, but never the bacon wrapped around the sausages. Just for one day.
Yeah, smash one all. I don't know if it would have been my first overall pick, but it was my first in the food category by a distance.
Well, that's what I was thinking. I felt like this pigs in blankets to the next best food is the biggest gap of all the categories. So, and you can have it, you can even have it when it's plain. It's the best thing. And then you can also, make it special. Like my sister has put like dried apricot, puts it in, soaks it in port and all this kind of thing. And it's still beautiful that way. So it's, it's a common man's food. It's a posh people's food. It's everywhere. It's the best number one pick there could be.
Yeah. And, I don't want to talk over your pick here, but like, I was thinking I might get it if you took my first pick here, because I was taking this second if you took my first pick. But like, you dip like the, your pig in blanket in the gravy and the mash, and it's just it boosts everything up.
And you could be the fullest, like you can't eat anymore, but you still got room for another pig in a blanket. Always got room for one more.
Yeah, my mum used to make so many of them, and like me and my brother would just like end up at the end of the dinner just being like, okay, we'll just half it essentially what's left, but Stu's half in it was different to my half in it. It'd take like 70%. I'd be like, oh, fuck it. And as to your point, I was veggie for, I don't know, 4 years, I guess, give or take, before I moved to America. The one thing I missed the most was pigs in blankets at Christmas. And like my mum would make veggie ones, and it's like, it's better than not having them, but it sucks. Not ideal.
Cool. We're adapting this draft board on the fly. We're going to do it on a ticker at the bottom. So I will update the picks as we go, because I do not know why that draft board wasn't updated, Byron. Sorry.
No, yeah, it's updated on my end. I'll maybe post a screenshot of it when we finish on the vote on
cool.
Twitter to see who wins.
Next,
anyone else got any takeaways on pigs in blankets?
No, just brilliant. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. How often do you have it? Are they regular over there?
No,
I didn't think they were real. I literally saw a TikTok of a British dinner with like the bacon wrap thing. I'm like, what is this stuff? John had to explain it to me. So pigs in blankets here is a hot dog with cheese wrapped in crescent dough. So completely different.
Yeah, that's
completely
good,
worse.
Oh, it does sound quite good, to be fair.
Yeah,
It's delicious.
Yeah, we have to make our own out here as well. We don't sell them in the shop, so you have to combine the two.
And they have to be I think they only have to work best. They have to be the mini sausages, right, for it to work best. Like,
chipolatas,
yeah,
cheeky chipolata in there, and
I see like people doing it where it's just like a full sausage and just an entire rasher of bacon. It doesn't quite pop the same. Yeah,
it's what I've always said regarding sausages. More is not always more. Get a good chipolata. You know how to use it. Mwah.
Yeah.
Tagline for the show.
Yeah, anything bigger than a chipolata is a waste, right? Is that what we say?
That is my Tinder bio, and it clearly works. Hello, Cindy.
This is a family show.
Yeah.
Doing fine till you allude at things. So we'll move on, I guess, and I'll go with what was my 101 pick. I'm delighted Joe didn't take it. An absolute smash in the category of its own. I think there's a huge drop off to number 2. I'm not even sure what my number 2 was. Best Christmas song by an absolute mile, Pogues' Fairy Tale of New York. Especially poignant this year with Shane MacGowan passing away, who was actually born on Christmas Day. Beautiful Christmas song. Irish immigrants in New York, in the drunk tank. It's like an Irish poem put to music at a time of year when, people do miss home, and, stories of, a lot of Christmas songs are like, Christmas is perfect for everybody, and it's all jolly and uplifting. And it's just real, and it's, I get emotional speaking about it and talking about it. A lot of good times, like singing this song with my friends, drinking around Christmas. And I think it might be the first time Cindy seen me cry, in fact, was Christmas Eve, just playing that, because I like playing Cindy some British Christmas songs, and this was one of them, and like it just made me so like, not even homesick, but just like thinking of home, the UK and England and Carlisle. And I think, it's always been my favorite Christmas song. It's an absolute banger as a song, regardless of what time of year you listen to it. But at Christmas, it has a special poignancy, and I absolutely love it.
Yeah, great selection. I think the number one of the songs, it was top of my list for the songs as well. And I don't know if you saw it, when Shane MacGowan died a few weeks ago, there was a rendition of it at his funeral.
Incredible.
It was on the news. It was absolutely amazing. So yeah, brilliant. What are the thoughts on? I assume you've heard it. Travis and Jason Kelce's adapted version, Fairy Tale of Philadelphia.
I have not.
Have you not? Yeah, they released it a few weeks ago.
I'll have to check that out. Yeah, was it good?
It's okay, and it's for obviously for charity, and it's raising money for children's hospitals in Philadelphia. So it was quite cool for that. But yeah, they've just slightly amended some of the things in it, so it references Philadelphia instead of New York. But it's okay, yeah.
Cool.
Travis Kelce trying to be a pop star now.
Well, don't think he'll be doing an Eras tour, but at least he's getting into the new family business, I guess.
Nice. But yeah, great selection.
Cheers. Joe, Cindy, any criticism? Any feedback? I guess not. Oh.
I was going to say, I had never heard the song until we met. So, it's on our rotation every year. Definitely a beautiful song. And not my number one, luckily. So we'll see if it disrupts anyone else's list. But
Oh, nice.
yeah, great pick.
It's had like a bit of like a renaissance like the last 10 years, I think.
Yeah.
That song, yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely my top songs, but I think I've got like about 15 songs listed, so I've got a lot more to choose from. But yeah, great pick. He was definitely up there, the top. So
I did just want to shout out one last Shane MacGowan thing on the note of this song. Lawrence Fox, known awful human being in the UK, tried to petition this song to get to #1 as a boycott the BBC thing. And Shane MacGowan replied to him on Twitter with, "Fuck off, you little Herrenvok shite." Herrenvok, a word I had to look up, which meant master race supporting shite, essentially, which I just thought was incredible. And Shane MacGowan is the fucking man. So just a final addition to that.
And what a guy as well, Shane MacGowan just chose, obviously, died a few weeks ago, but just chose to live his life exactly how he wanted to do it.
Yeah, real.
Drink all the drink, take all the drugs, had a great time.
Yeah,
Bowed out at
storyteller,
65.
icon, punk. Didn't give a shit about conforming to whatever you might think he should do. Yeah, great guy and a legend. So, R.I.P. Shane MacGowan. Cindy, your first ever pick in a Good Teams Win Great Teams cover draft. What are we going with?
So I got to pick the draft order. So I had a lot of strategy in this, and I picked third because I wanted to figure out how to draft to understand how to do it. But in trying to pick my first one, this is completely self-indulgent, and because it's something I love, it's not because I think anyone else might have it even. Christmas film. There's a lot of good ones out there, but there is one that is leaps and bounds ahead of everything and must be watched by every person. If you have not put The Muppets Christmas Carol as your #1 film, Joe, yeah, you know what I'm talking about, then I don't know if we can be friends, to be honest. It is an instant classic. It is built on a novella by Charles Dickens, which is classic and boring. If you've read that, it's like, okay, this is fine. Muppets elevate it to a level that no one can even touch. You're talking about puppets with Michael Caine, freaking musical amazingness. It is amazing for kids. It's amazing for adults. You can listen to the soundtrack in the car. Literally, it's funnier than Elf. It's better than any other movie. Fight me. That's all I got to say.
Staunch defense of the pick. I love it.
Yeah, it's just
great. It's
yeah.
a great film. Yeah.
Thank you. John had never seen it until last year.
Last year, yeah, first time I watched it. Yeah, it's great. Yeah,
yeah, it's brilliant.
You're very committed to that point as well.
I am.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said. It is an absolutely great Christmas film, and just great film in general. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I think also because it is based on a literary work, it's amazing how so much of the actual original piece is in that film. They don't dumb it down for anyone. It's really just a pinnacle of amazing movie / Christmas film.
Yeah, that was my #1 film pick. I was hoping to get that in the second round, come back round. But yeah, it's incredible how Michael Caine just decided, I'm going to play this the most serious way ever.
Yes.
And instead of puppets, makes it just like tops it, makes it incredible. Music's great. It just makes you happy and a great Christmas film. That's on my watching that tomorrow. Always watch it a few days before Christmas. So it's great pick.
Fantastic.
Nice, good work. Yeah, I'm struggling now with round 1, pick 4. What do I do? Do I open up another category? Do I take something else? I am. So I'm going to go with something of tradition. I think it's something that Joe and Byron are probably going to miss a lot around Christmas time, given they've obviously moved to America and Canada respectively. The 26th of December is by far and away my favorite day of the year. And the day after Christmas, Boxing Day here, and one of the main reasons for that is huge tradition here in England and the UK is Boxing Day football or Boxing Day soccer. And it is everybody plays pretty much. TV try and ruin it, but everybody plays. It tends to be probably for a lot of the teams their biggest crowd of the year, and just going to watch your team. Mostly when you get a home game on Boxing Day, I think it's just one of the absolute best days of the year, best afternoons of the year. And I'm sure Byron, Joe, you miss going to Carlisle and Barnsley on Boxing Day, and it's just an incredible day and afternoon. Does involve a lot of drinking, does involve some time down the pub, going to watch your football team. It's just a great day. So that's my favorite Christmas tradition. It's nothing really to do with Christmas, but I think especially here, England, Scotland, and the UK, it's just one of the best days of the year, and it's all centered around that every team plays on Boxing Day. Just a great afternoon.
No arguments for me. It was on my short list of Christmas traditions, and like you say, like it's not even like it is a football thing, but like everyone just gets involved because like it's something to go and do on Boxing Day. People who only go to one game a season will go and a few pints in the pub before, and yeah, top class.
Yeah, and you could expand that to not just Boxing Day. The Christmas period itself is like a game every single day when you're off work. It's just football crazy, chocolate mad kind of a season. So, but yeah, I definitely think I've got some. I've got one about something else happens on Boxing Day. But yeah, Boxing Day is probably my favorite day as well, just because the pressure and all that's disappeared, and it's just time just to chill out and you just have fun that day. So yeah, good pick, Paul. I agree.
Yeah, where am I going Boxing Day? Because I'm not United are playing at 8 o'clock. I don't think I'm going. I am off to watch Ashton United versus FC United on Boxing Day in like the 7th tier. Yeah,
it's Carlisle are at Fleetwood, which is your neck of the woods, but yeah, fair enough. Ashton sounds fun as well. So
yeah, Ashton United versus FC United. So that'll be fun on Boxing Day.
It will. Lower league football is always incredible.
Oh, it's me again, isn't it? I forgot. I've not prepared for the double picks. I'm trying to update the board as well and keep it in the format. 4 different categories so far. Are you going to make it a clean sweep? Go all 5? Yeah, I'm going to open up another category actually, and might not necessarily agree with this one because I think it's a lot of personal choice in this one because of different tastes and things like that. So I'm going to open up the chocolate sweets category, and absolutely by far and away the best collection of whether it's a particular thing is I'm going to go with the tub of roses, Cadbury's roses on around Christmas. Absolutely sensational. Not a lot, some of these and the thing with these boxes, I won't potentially tip any other picks, but there's some in there that aren't great or can be a bit rubbish. Absolutely, everyone in there is absolutely incredible. No waste in a tub of roses. Highlighted by the purple hazelnut and caramel. Just absolutely incredible.
So much so that you can buy it individually now, I believe.
Yeah. That might be, yeah. I don't
know about year round, but
not tipping picks, but yeah. I don't know if another one of those boxes does that, but yeah, just absolutely incredible. And there might not be too much of a gap between them, but I just think they're just the premium one. Everybody looks forward to tucking into a tub of roses around Christmas. After Christmas dinner, cracking them open. Although the plastic thing around they might change that, but the plastic film thing around the tub that is a nightmare to get off. It's so awful. It's like a bit of the clear plastic tape thing on the tubs. Mm-hmm. Such a pain in the ass to get off. But
I feel like we've moved into the minor inconveniences draft here.
Yeah, we have a little bit. Yeah. They make
it's your second pick and you're already bitching about it.
No, like it's just it is slightly annoying, but worth it when you get inside because it's just absolutely incredible. Don't cut some of this stuff because without context, some of the snippets of this might not sound great.
No, it's gone out unedited. Don't you worry. Yeah, I mean, it was on my shortlist. So obviously, there's only really 4 main brands of chocolates. So, I don't know if I would have picked it first, though, I must say.
I think it's my 3rd out of the 4, if I had to rank them. Yeah,
my 3rd or 4th, I must say, actually.
And the purple one's probably my least favorite as well. So,
what's your favorite rose? Which one in the roses is your favorite one, Joe?
It's the cream ones. Is it the strawberry or
orange?
Cream.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
the orange one. Yeah.
I prefer strawberry to orange, to be honest.
Yeah. And just on the topic of the chocolate boxes, what's good about Christmas is, there's actually going to be chocolates inside and not like some sewing kits or stuff like that. Because that's the most disappointing feeling when you used to go around to your grandparents and whatnot. And they've got chocolate biscuits. And you open it up and it's it's a great time. But no, I can't complain. Like you said, there's not too much difference. It would only be like, when I ranked, still the top 3, I was like, I was picking, it was just a small gap between them, so can't really complain.
Moving along from Paul's double, back to Cindy.
Oof, back to me.
And you took film.
Yes, I took film. I'm keeping track. I'm gonna be strategic on this. I think I'm gonna take dinner item, because I'm sure everyone's scrambling to find their next pick. So this is not something I've technically had, even though we have cooked a British meal here. Evidently, you guys make stuffing balls, which have like sausage in them and stuff. Which we add, meat to stuffing, but we don't make them into like little bread meatballs. It's incredible that you have all these little balls sitting on your plate that are just dunked in gravy and complementary to the rest of the meats that you've had on your plate. Because obviously you haven't had enough. You have to make sure to infuse everything with as much meat as possible. Um, so I love stuffing anyway. So I'm assuming these are absolutely astronomically delicious. And that's what I would first dive into myself if I was eating British dinner.
Yeah, good shout. Great pick. Love
Very
it.
much so.
So important. Such an important part of Christmas dinner. Like, yeah.
It does, yeah. It really boosts a Christmas dinner from, good to great. Is that your stuffing selection?
Yeah. And it has to have meat in it. None of this just like sage and onion, hacksaw out the packet.
Packed out of the packet, yeah.
Nonsense. Yeah.
You're eating a low quality dinner when you've got Paxo packet.
Yeah, powdered, just add water. No, none of that. Yeah, great, yeah. Love that pick. Best update, actually.
Thanks.
Alright, well, moving on from stuffing balls. I'm delighted I get my
stuffing balls on there.
I put stuffing balls, but
Okay,
stuffing
cool.
or stuffing balls is absolutely fine. Cindy, do you have a preference on how you'd like that phrased?
Oh, I definitely want balls included.
Oh.
Merry Christmas, one and all.
You shall receive. There you go.
Gonna need some more tinsel this year. Yeah, I get my first pick in what I think are the two most important categories. I want to take my 101 of films, and probably in my top 1 or 10 of films all time, regardless of category. But yeah, definitely the 101 of Christmas films. It's a Wonderful Life, an incredible, beautiful, uplifting film that again is very real. I only seen this for the first time a few years ago. Me and Cindy went to a play that was a telling of the radio version of this, and I didn't know anything about the film period. I don't know if it was an old classic, etc., but I didn't know anything about it. But yeah, James Stewart is incredible in it. A story of community versus individualism and how important a community is. And I think it's a story that holds up. I think it's from 1946. It's a Wonderful Life. And I think the story is as true and as relevant now in the hugely individualistic society we live in, hugely capitalistic society we live in. And, the common good should always outweigh the needs of the individual. It's got a old Christmas ghost that shows up, a bit like, a Christmas Carol. It's got Clarence who gains his wings, and everyone comes around and sings Old Lang Syne at the end to save the day, and it's just, I cry every time I watch it. I think it's incredible, beautiful film, and yeah, like I say, I would have it in my probably top 10 films of any genre. It's certainly my top 1 of Christmas films by a distance.
Yeah, it was on my list. It wasn't in my. It's not my 1, but it was in my. It was certainly my 5. It is very, very good film. Yeah, try and watch it every year at some point. It's incredible film.
And apparently, there's only me and you that's seen it, Paul. So,
oh right.
Yeah, I see Joe hasn't seen it. I know Cindy hasn't seen it. That might be getting ticked off this year, to be fair.
Yeah,
Cindy's well
definitely
overdue
sit
to
down
watch
and
it.
watch it. Yeah, absolutely. It is just an incredible film, and yeah, just an amazing film in its own right. Never mind, just like a Christmas film. Yeah, well worth sitting down and watching.
Grant, and as it's only me and you watched it, I think we'll probably best move on. Joe, you've got a double here on the turn.
Yes, I'll take a film and it was in my top 2. Yeah, I might have to ask how technical, specific I need to get, but the film I'm choosing is you talked about a classic there. I think this is more a modern classic where anyone who was born in the late 80s, 90s loved this film, and it's Home Alone. And personally, my favorite is Home Alone 2, which I know could be controversial out the 2. So if I had to be specific, it would be Home Alone 2. when is it?
I think you can have both. I think we should give you both, right? No?
No.
Okay,
Pick
right.
one.
Home Alone 2,
Okay.
sorry.
I'll
They're
take
very
Home Alone 2. Yeah, Home Alone 2. I could
Lost in
probably
New
quote.
York, yeah.
I could probably quote most of that film. You know, Tim Curry's incredible in it. It's just, you know, it's even though Muppets Christmas Carol is probably, I think, one of the best. My favorite is Home Alone 2, and I have to watch it every year. I might watch it multiple times each year. It just brings back childhood. I had it on VHS, so it's one of them films I would watch over and over again, like we were when you're younger. And yeah, it's cannot beat it. What a film!
Yeah, I don't know if again, not typically, because you already mentioned it, I guess, but yeah, I don't know if it is better than 1, but they are both very, very good films. It's certainly better than 3. I don't remember there's 3 and 4, which is just insane. But yeah, they're incredible in it. I'm a huge love Joe Pesci. He's like one of my favorite actors, and he's just incredible. Incredible in the series. So yeah, good choice.
Very good choice.
Trump cameo as well, Joe. MAGA.
That puts it over the edge. Yeah.
Ooh.
A real villain. It's nice to see.
Right. It's
yeah,
his
Home Alone-
origin story.
Home Alone would be my choice as well over Home Alone 2, but yeah, both just incredible. And I think like they have such like great Christmassy soundtracks as well. Like the music in them is so beautifully put together. Me and Cindy actually went a few years ago to like a orchestra playing the music
Nice.
in real time, like with the film. It was Home Alone 1 on the big screen, and it was so great. And like it really makes you think of like how important the music is to the show. Like it really builds all the atmosphere and stuff in it. And I've seen a fun fact about this is about Home Alone 1 more than 2, but Joe Pesci refused to speak to Macaulay Culkin on set because he wanted him to be scared of him in real, to show that in the film. And I think like it's just, you shouted out Joe Pesci there, Paul, but that's a great character acting, and also like an incredible excuse for not wanting to deal with a child actor, which I massively respect. But yeah, love Home Alone 2. I don't think I've ever seen 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 12, whatever there is, but
yeah,
those first two are
later in the
Christmas.
90s. I don't know who the kid is.
I believe Scarlett Johansson plays one of the kids in one of them.
Oh shit!
I'm pretty sure because I remember having one of them on one. Like my mum would put it on, like, "Oh, is this Home Alone?" I'm like, "No." I was like, "Where's Scarlett Johansson?" And that's what I was must have seen of it.
Yeah,
she was like a child.
Yeah, I would shout out. There is on Netflix. There's a like Christmas movies, how they're made, or something like that. And there's talks the Home Alone one, and it shows how it was developed and how like the house when they filmed is actually like a big swimming pool. How they've like built it out, and it shows you, it goes through how it was made, like all that kind of stuff, and it's really interesting. And it sheds a light how like the stunt people would like for Joe Pesci and Marv's character. It was a really good watch. And talk about it's weird about the songs in it as well. It's when you hear them songs in another film, you're like, they're copying Home Alone. Yeah. That's a Home Alone song. How dare you have it in your film?
Yeah, good choice, Joe.
Of course, my choice again.
Yeah, kick off round 3 for us.
This is tricky. Okay, let's go. Christmas treat. I'm going to see if this is allowed. I'm happy for you to shout it down if it's not. It's over Christmas, being able to put Baileys in coffee as a treat.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think
that's very allowable. Yeah,
and you can have a coffee, can have a hot chocolate, can have a number of different drinks. But yeah, like you can get drunk at work without anyone knowing by putting a little bit of Baileys into your coffee. So what a treat!
I'm sure they'll soon figure it out.
Yeah,
that was not on my list in any way, but I love it as a shout. And Cindy, actually, I was on a very long work call yesterday, about 9 hours, and whilst I was on mic, Cindy's like, "Join for some whiskey in your coffee." I'm like, "Let's get that on mute, please." I don't drink whiskey anyway, but my colleagues don't know that. Yeah, it can't be. It's like it becomes like so second nature. I was like, every time you get a hot drink, like, shall I Baileys it up?
It's
how
the new
hard
milk.
is it? Yeah, how hard is it to like then come off of that? Like once you get to like January 2nd or whatever, like to be like, I can't have that anymore.
Isn't that just a Christmas period in general where you can just like drink all the time and and it's and you don't get there's no meeting or anything if you're drinking all Christmas period. No one thinks you've got a problem until it's January 2nd. So I think it's a whole spectrum. So
coming into work with a hip flask of Baileys.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's like
Yeah,
January 12th at
good
that point.
choice. Yeah, I'd never drink it any other time of year as well. Just
Same.
like Bailey's gross, and then actually, yeah, it's great. Just a 10-day period at the end of the year, it's okay to have it.
And what I love I think probably like the last 15 years, to be fair, it's not that recent, is like all the flavored Baileys. So you get yourself a nice salty caramel, a nice mint. You know, you really start zhuzhing up them hot chocolates on a night. So you got to try them all. Yeah, before we descend into alcoholism, maybe I'll move on to my first pick. I feel like I've smashed these first two though. So what have we got to go pick from here? I'm going to go Christmas tradition. I'm going to go, and again, my 101, I'm loving the value I'm getting here. Christmas Eve drinks with the lads. Well, no, lads and ladies, if the women come out as well, but it's normally the old school lads. The lads I went to high school with, secondary school with, you know, for every year, basically from secondary school, graduating to moving to America, essentially, it was always you finish work and there's somebody in the pub, and then you're there until essentially kicking out at 11 o'clock at night, whatever time it is. Some nights get a bit rowdy and a bit vomity. The one thing I don't like is when it falls on a Friday, because then you've got Black Eye Friday and a lot of idiots who don't drink and can't drink, making a fool of themselves. But just Christmas Eve drinks, whatever day it is, like I say, ideally not a Friday because it's Black Eye Friday. But yeah, it's just, again, kind of similar to Boxing Days. Like, not people who don't come out and drink all year come out. It might only come out for one before they go to like midnight mass or like finishing the Christmas shopping and popping for one on the way home. But like, you just get to see so many people that you haven't seen all year, essentially. You probably won't see them again until next Christmas Eve. You know, you end up big hugs and, you know, telling your friends how much you love them because you've had a pint and it's Christmas. Yeah, one of the things I absolutely miss most this side of the pond is not having that. And I know my friends still do it, but, you know, I like checking on them on Christmas Eve and see what they're up to. But yeah, for, you know, best part of 20 years, that was my Christmas Eve every year. And it was brilliant.
Yeah, love it. It was my second on my list for traditions. Yeah, but it's like, well, it was sad, but like, it doesn't happen anymore because like a lot of my pals, for example, they're all young kids and stuff like that. So
yeah,
it'll be a while. It'll come back around again, but yeah, just incredible. Yeah, we used to, there's a pub where like part of Manchester we are that would just stay open till like 4 o'clock in the morning, just go all the way through till like 4 or 5 o'clock Christmas Day morning. Yeah, just incredible. And yeah, you just see people you don't, like I say, as you mentioned, people you don't see or haven't seen for a long time. It's usually like if you've got going out friends, but you one day maybe or one time where all these are in the same place at the same time. So yeah, really cool. Can't wait for that to happen again. So yeah,
it's a great shout. Yeah, we've actually organised it here in Canada. We've got a group of like Brits, Kiwis, and a few Canadians, and I think there's 13, 14 of us that go into the pub on Christmas Eve. So we're trying to keep that tradition. But the weird thing is, I didn't really normally do that back home. We would go to the pub on Christmas Day. Like everyone in the estate would go to the pub when it's something like 12 till 3. So that's when you would see people like the estate you haven't seen for a year or so. They used to be packed. So I was more the Christmas Day drinking rather than Christmas Eve. But obviously it's changed out here. So, but yeah, great shout, Ryan.
You can do both, Joe. You don't have to
well, yeah, good point. Stay up, yeah.
I only done the Christmas Day a few times because, like, if we were doing the family one, my family weren't big pub drinkers. But like, because we all worked in the care sector, it wasn't always on Christmas Day we'd celebrate. So when we didn't celebrate on Christmas Day, I'd always go to the pub with a few friends. And yeah, Christmas Day in the pub is always a great one. Because like you say, it's only open a few hours. So like, you'll do 12 to 3 here, 3 till 6 somewhere else. And like, quite often it's pubs that you don't regularly go to as well. Normally one of them is, and then the rest of them are like, oh, I've never been in here before. It's a shithole. Great. I love it.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Yeah. I remember one year, it was one of the ones I was a regular in, and the bartender always had a face like a smacked ass. And I was like, oh, I'll just have a pint, please. And I was like, I'll get one for yourself as well. He's like, no, thanks. I'm like, Merry Christmas. Carlisle. The jolliest city in the north. Literally can't buy the bartender a pint because he fucking hates you. Cindy, what is your pick?
It's my pick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. So I'm going to go with Christmas tradition as well. And I don't know if this is a thing that gets done in England. So if it's not, let me know. I'm going to go with White Elephant.
Ooh, tell us about this.
Yeah,
I'm unaware of this.
So White Elephant is awesome. It's a present giving game, basically. The reason I love it is that you can scale it on a couple of levels depending on what group you're with. So if you're with your work group, the idea is that you go get a gift. Usually it's under like $20. You wrap it up and then everyone brings it and you pick a gift and then you can like steal it or you can pass it. There's like different ways to play it with dice or like rules. That's all fine and dandy. Work thing, boring. Family thing, or if you do it with your friends, this is where you can elevate it to a level of awesomeness. Some of them I've gone to, you have to make your own thing. Some of them you have to find something in your house. So, I mean, you can literally be getting like half bottles of booze that people haven't touched in like 20 years to like half done models. I one year, begrudgingly, this is a mistake, but I had a bunch of condoms and lube left over from Pride Fest parade in Chicago. And I'm like, what am I going to do with all these? So I packed them all up. And of course, one of my boss's kids got it who happened to be at the same party. So I had to go the whole time, don't tell your dad that you just ended up with about 400 condoms from one of their employees. So like, depending on how you want to play it, my family has laptop.
Paul's going to count his condoms, I think. Oh, we carry on. There's a way for Paul to come back.
Got it.
He's very prudeful, is Paul. He's probably just a little bit upset.
Got it. There he is.
Sorry, apologies.
No worries. So yeah, the idea is that you can go find a gift. Sometimes you have to buy it, sometimes you don't. The whole idea is that it's supposed to be fun. Don't spend a bunch of money on it. And I love the whole competitiveness of it. I'm trying to steal the best gift because there's always one gift that every single person wants. So it just adds that extra like fun to your holiday party instead of just drinking and listening to music.
It does sound awesome, to be fair.
It is. Recommend.
I've done it at Cindy's family when they host a Christmas thing, because Cindy's cousins. But like, it is very fun.
Yeah, I think it's getting more popular in the UK because I did it before I came with work, so I think it's becoming a thing. I remember I got the worst present out of it as well. It was like a plastic drinks trolley from like the 80s, like gold, but really plastic and rickety. And I was like, because it was like a massive present, and someone was like, "Oh yeah, you have that," and then he was like, "Oh, no one's gonna steal this anymore." So,
I hope as well, like, you've got to get home on public transport.
Yes.
You know what? I just left it at work. I was like, I'm not taking that shit. I'd been a skip somewhere on the way back, but no, it's a fun game.
Nice. I'm just trying to look at where we're at. So I've got I've got 2 picks already. So I've got a tradition, I've got chocolate. So I need dinner, song, or film.
Or
Songs,
music.
yeah, song's quite deep, isn't it? I think that's quite. There's a lot there. So I mean, is there only one that's gone so far? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Fairy Tale in New York. So I think it is quite deep. So maybe. Where am I going to go? I'm going to go dinner. I'm going to go dinner next, and this is an item that makes or breaks your Christmas dinner, and it's key. And if it's not right, and they are not right, the whole thing's ruined. And yes, you would have them, any other roast dinner, you would have them, but if on Christmas Day dinner, they turn out rubbish, the whole goddamn thing's ruined, and that's roast potatoes. If they aren't good, that ruins. But also at the same point, can rescue a bad meal as well. Like if the meal's pretty trash, but the roast potatoes are amazing, it's like, oh, actually, it was quite good. Whereas if the meal's good, but then the roast potatoes themselves aren't, it's like, oh, it was okay. But yeah, just so important, so vital, and so goddamn tasty.
Yeah, best potato on a Christmas dinner, certainly.
So what is it gain? Oh, sorry.
How many versions of potatoes are you going for?
I like 2, yeah.
Wowzers.
Get some mash and some roast on there, yeah.
Okay.
I'm a hearty man.
Yeah. It's carbs.
Everything.
Yeah.
Just load that plate up. I need Alan Partridge big plate on Christmas.
I would say about the roast potatoes at Christmas, they do sometimes. It's normally the special ones. If you like had goose, it'll be like the goose fat roast potatoes, or it feels like it's a little extra special with roast potatoes at Christmas.
Get some mad Ron salt on there.
Exactly. It's not just the standard, roast potato you have on a Sunday dinner. It's normally a little bit higher class. So yeah, can't go wrong. Like roast potato, you could do most food category and roast potato being like the top 3. So no matter what it is.
Love it. Yeah, quite happy with that one. I think it's just solid. Oddly, I backed away from what was my number one because Joe, you had to hear Pigs and Blankets weren't my number one, but obviously very high. So my number one was still there, but I've left it. I might just end up being an honourable mention, or one of you guys might take it before we finish.
I doubt it with your history.
No, I think it is. It's an integral part, so I'm sure it will be taken.
It's probably gonna be the fucking napkin. Knowing your track
So you go
record.
drinking till 5 o'clock in the morning, start eating the napkin at Christmas dinner instead. And then I'm gonna go. Yeah, songs. I'm gonna go film. And there's two. My personal favourite again, and ones that maybe actually wouldn't be near the top of other people's lists, but just two of my genuinely all-time favourite Christmas films and favourite films. I'll go for this one because I went to watch it in the cinema again a couple of weeks ago. So where Jenny, my missus, lives, she's got like an old school cinema there, and they've like rerun of like Christmas films and stuff like that. And there's always an argument: is it or isn't it a Christmas film? Of course, it's a goddamn Christmas film. It's set on Christmas Eve. There's so many Christmas references in it. It is, of course, Die Hard. Absolutely incredible. Just trash action. It's got everything you want in it. It's got a great villain in Alan Rickman as Hans Gruber. It's got, the story of John McClane trying to make up with his wife over Christmas. It's just brilliant. And then lots of Eastern European villains getting killed. Yeah, it's great. Tale of Christmas.
I think it's a good pick. It was definitely my top films. Watched it the other day. It's one of them Christmas films I just have to watch every year. And I agree, I think it's a Christmas film as well. Bruce Willis says it's a Christmas film, so that's all that matters. So yeah, good. You know what, Paul? Actually a good pick from you. Well done.
I think pretty good value as well, I think. Pick one, round 4, pick one. Is that where we got to? Yeah.
It's probably the fourth best film out of the 4 we've chosen, but yeah, good pick.
That's where we are right now. But it's my top one. It's so close with the other one, the second that hasn't been taken, which is a favourite of mine and may get mentioned in honourable mentions at the end. But yeah, it's great. It's great fun. 2 hours flies by. It's got everything you want in a film.
Yeah, it's a fun film. I mean, maybe it is a Christmas film. It doesn't make me feel Christmassy, which is kind of my vibe on Christmas films. But I'm certainly not going to argue whether it's a Christmas film. It takes place on Christmas Eve. If it's a Christmas film to you, it's a Christmas film. That's good enough for me.
Like the stories in it, like throughout the arc of obviously, John McClane trying to make up with his wife, the redemption of Al, the police officer on the ground, just overcoming his obviously what made him be the desk sergeant and all that. Yeah, it's just great, very wholesome.
Yeah, nice film. Cindy, no hot takes on Die Hard?
No, I'm going to keep my opinions to myself on this one. No, I love the film too. I don't think it's a Christmas film, personally, but if you watch it on Christmas and if it's something that brings you joy for Christmas holidays, I'm cool with it.
Very big of you. And is your pick?
My pick. Oof. So I think I'm going to save the best for last. So I'm going to go with Christmas Sweet for my pick. And we don't really have the chocolate boxes here. We did used to have, I think it's called Celebrations, which had like our own version of it kind of here. But I don't think they even do that anymore, to be honest.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, like it was probably 15 years ago at this point. They like tried it in this market and they're like, nah, Americans aren't going to go for that. But they sound lovely, and I'm very jealous. I would love to have some of the chocolates from overseas shipped to us. For me, though,
is what you said.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll get right on that. Yeah.
Thanks. Wait till they go on clearance, though, and send them. So when I think of like Christmas and tradition, and like I grew up in Chicagoland, and my family is from Chicago, and that I think of Fannie Mae, and not the mortgage company, the candy company, just to be clear, not the evil corporation that kicks people out of their homes. It's a Chicago classic, and when I think of what they make, Fannie Mae Fudge is kind of like a classic, and unfortunately they stopped making it in 2002, I think it was. No, 2022, sorry, just recently. But my family has been making it ourselves for like since I was a kid. We had like a copycat recipe, and my mom's made it every single year pretty much since I was a kid, and we've added and put stuff in it and made our own little like spin on it to make our own. I've tried to make it several times and I've never been able to do it successfully. Even with her next to me, if I touch it, it doesn't turn out. It has to have like the magic of my mom in it to make it turn out. So in my head, like it's not Christmas unless I've had Fannie Mae fudge made by my mom. So that would be what I would pick for my sweet.
Nice. That sounds awesome. I just had a quick look it up because I've never had the pleasure of trying it, but yeah, it does look good. I'm a huge fudge fan, so
Yeah, it's delicious. I'll get my mom to make you some and send it though.
awesome.
Yeah, I love Fannie Mae. Had it for the first time over here. First winter I came, I guess, and took some back for my family. And yeah, it's a huge hit. It's about the only good American chocolate you can get, to be fair. It actually is good, unlike the vast majority of American chocolate, which is...
Why is it so bad?
Cheap. Cheap
Yeah.
ingredients. Yeah, not good quality, cutting quality down. It's just, UK chocolate is leaps and bounds ahead of anything. That's why we don't even bother sending any of it. Like, we just send a box of treats over to John's nephews or our nephews, and there was no chocolate in there because why give them trash, basically?
Yeah, it was just like a full box of sour sweets and such like.
Jolly
No chocolates.
Ranchers,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Big League
nice.
Chew, like good stuff.
Yeah, but yeah, no point sending chocolates because it's just inferior to what you get in English any corner shop. So
Yeah.
a serious waste of time sending it.
Cool.
But yeah,
nice.
Fannie Mae is really good, to be fair. Maybe we'll send Paul some over.
Yeah, that'd be great. Have you had it, Joe? Can you get it in Canada? Or...
I haven't looked for it, so I'm not quite sure. So you could do a chocolate exchange. Yeah.
Yeah, see what
But yeah-
Joe does from Canada.
Yeah, like the chocolate here is probably like in between. Like we have British brands, but they just don't taste the same. So
Yeah, we have
It's-
some
it-
British here, but again, doesn't. It's like Cadbury's Caramel is called Caramello, and it just again isn't quite as good as the Cadbury's Caramel.
And there's a few like British shops around here, and there's a British pub which sells like matchsticks and like British treats. So we'll probably spend a fortune there on Christmas Eve because that's where we're going. So especially after a few drinks, she's like, "Oh, we'll get all the treats." Cost her like about $100, but I'm sure we'll be thankful over the Christmas period.
Well worth it for sure. Yeah.
Cool, and it's meet up, and I have a sweet treat to take, and I have dinner food, and Joe's already taken both, so it doesn't really matter what order I take them in here. So I'm going to go with sweets treats, and I'm going to go with the aforementioned celebrations. To me, this is by far the best Christmas box. You got Galaxy Caramel, Malteser, formerly Galaxy Truffle, the grade A of treats you can get in one of those boxes. Twix, Milky Way, Mars, all fine. Bounty, absolute dog shit. Get rid of the Bounty. I don't like carrot. I don't.
Joe's response then when he said get rid of the Bounty.
I don't like coconut. Well, I like coconut in curry, but I don't like it in sweets.
Someone
my-
not winning the draft.
Yeah, his name is Paul.
Yeah.
One of my earliest memories is my mum loved Bounties and coconut, and like she asked me if I wanted to try it, and I did. I vomited straight in the kitchen bin. So yeah, Bounty's not on my radar. It's something I want to eat. But yeah, I love Galaxy. In fact, my sister sent me like British chocolates for my birthday, and a few weeks ago as like a late birthday gift. I guess my birthday's in July. It's December. But yeah, I was after a long day of work yesterday. I was like, oh, I'm gonna have some British treats, to boost my morale. And I thought it was a Galaxy. Popped it on my mouth. It was a Galaxy Caramel. It's from the Celebrations box, and it was like, oh, this is heaven. This is. I mean, Cindy can tell you what I was like last night. It was just wouldn't shut the fuck up. I'm sure it was her thoughts. But yeah, just premium chocolate. Rose is fine. The other box is fine, but yeah, Galaxy chocolate's better than any other chocolate, I think.
Oh,
that you can get in boxes, certainly.
Is the Galaxy Truffle thing not in it anymore?
No, it's been retired probably about 10 years since it was last in it, truthfully.
Oh, okay,
but
yeah.
it was so good, and I'm going to include it for emotion's sake. Maltesers.
Yeah, the Maltesers ones in there, yeah. The teasers thing, yeah, they're really
So last night I had a Galaxy Caramel from a Celebrations box and a Malt teaser, and I was like, well, this is my first pick of British boxes if it somehow makes it to me, and it did. So yeah, that is my wrap up on Celebrations.
Yeah, Yeah, decent choice.
Celebration's my 1-2 as well. That and Quality Street was like pretty close. So yeah, I know Meg's, when I was speaking to her, talk about the draft, she had Celebrations number 1 as well, and it works out because she can't have coconut, so I got to eat all the bounties, so
Nice.
it's even better. So
Maybe we should
Bounty
get-
your favorite out of the? Is like would Bounty are you picking the Bounty out first, Joe?
no, it's not
Good,
the
that's the right
like
answer.
Bounty's one of my favorite chocolates, like bar. But within the Celebration, there's a lot more where like the truffle was number 1. It was like the
Yeah,
best
so
chocolate in
good.
there. But like in Quality Street, the blue one's my favorite, which is the coconut one. So it's yeah. So happy days. So good pick, Brian. I was tempted to go with that, but I thought I'd go.
And maybe run your vote past Meg before you
Yeah.
submit your vote. Seems like she might be the brains of the operation.
A lot of people have said that, Byron. Saying that.
I don't know if you want to run your picks by now, but it is your 2 picks coming up here.
Cool. Right. Because I think everyone's done the tradition, haven't they? So I'll be
Yes.
the last one. So I have a few to choose from, so I might just run through ones I'm not going to
honourable
choose.
mentions as well. Yeah, when we get into ticking them off now.
So honourable mentions: eating way too much, but still having room for cheese and crackers. I think that's one.
Second stomach or third stomach.
yeah.
Or whatever, yeah.
Playing board games or certain games with family and falling out Christmas Day. That's another tradition. And we've also mentioned drinking from 8 a.m. on Christmas Day, and it's totally fine. No one will say something. But what I'm going to go for is it's another Boxing Day one. And this is another reason why Boxing Day is my favorite day, is the leftovers. Being able to sit around, eat leftovers, and then watch films which are not Christmas films, but you watch them at Christmas period. There's like certain films like Back to the Future,
films.
yeah, Indiana Jones, Singing in the Rain, Edward Scissorhands, Goonies, the original Star Wars, them kind of films which are not Christmassy, but you always watch them over Christmas. So I think it's when obviously we were younger, there was just 5 channels, and it used to be on BBC One or ITV. There's like certain films Christmas period where you would just sit around, watch the football in the afternoon, eat the leftovers, eat all the chocolate, just sit around, have a nice little Boxing Day snooze, enjoy them kind of films. So that to me is my favorite tradition.
On that kind of path, my favorite thing at some point on Boxing Day, usually later on, which this is leftover related, so it's related to your pick, is to knock up like a turkey, brie, cranberry, grilled cheese.
Ooh.
Oh my god, so good. If you get some gravy in a jug, some people do that. I don't know why. A little bit of dipping gravy, sensational sandwich. Gross,
and also
but sensational.
Using up your leftovers as well with like a Boxing Day curry as well, always a big treat. Yeah. So that's why I thought you were going, Joe, actually, when you said Boxing Day.
Well, it's weird. Again, that was Meg's Boxing Day curry with leftovers, but we never did that in my family. So
fair enough.
But yeah, it's a big shout. But yeah, so it's just basically eating the leftovers and watching non-Christmas films on Boxing Day. Just a chilled day. So that's my tradition pick. So next is music, which I was hoping more people would have taken more songs because I've got too many to choose from.
Are we all? Is it just Byron? So the three of us have to take a song. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Cool. So because there's a song I want to choose.
Last round's all karaoke, I think. So.
Yeah.
Oh, there's way too many songs to choose from.
That's why it was so important to get the 101 early.
Yeah, and am I really going to choose this? Fuck it, I'm going to choose it because it's Darkness Christmas Time. I think it's just an amazing rock Christmas song, which, it's like there's a lot of others I could have chose, which are more traditional and more youth, but that one just came out of nowhere, and and Darkness will forever be in our hearts for 2 of their big songs, and that's one of them. So.
What's the song called? The Christmas song?
It's called Christmas Time. Don't let the bells end.
Don't let the bells end. That's it. Yeah.
So that's going to be my choice. I'll probably regret that. There's a lot of other ones, but I had that in mind from the beginning. Yeah. So,
but if it's
we go.
If it's a personal one, yeah. But definitely, I think a reach. But it is a good record, to be fair.
There's just too many to choose from, so I feel I would have, whichever I went to go. So I'm going with that. Sticking to it. Okay.
It wasn't on my long list. I'm going to bet Cindy's never heard it.
I know the band at least.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good song. Like, it's just not. Yeah, It's on
I
the
don't really
list. Like,
remember it.
do you know?
I remember the video, but I don't remember what the music's
You
like.
remember the video? Yeah.
Yeah, Justin Hawkins, quite a showman.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't remember the music and it's doing my head in. I'm going to have to listen to it as soon as we
Go
get
on,
off.
Joe.
But...
Give us a
Oh, yeah,
line.
last round was karaoke. Yeah, let's have a ball. You're on mute.
I
Go.
do know you.
I can't remember, like,
I can't even remember it.
no, I can't. But I've only got the
Screwing yourself here, Joe.
the when they sing that where they kids sing at the door. It's like Christmas time. Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Oh, yeah, I remember this.
Yeah,
That's not a bad bop, actually. Yeah.
yeah.
Decent,
That was
decent
great.
rendition.
It was worth it just for
Thanks.
that. Yeah.
There you go.
I really didn't think I'd get it from Joe's rendition, but yeah, that immediately rang a bell.
Yeah, it is great. It's fun. It's very, very cheesy and camp, but it's
Yeah, it's very like British kind of Christmas song,
Yeah.
basically.
yeah.
And I'm the only person not picking a song in the last round. What am I picking? I'm picking Christmas dinner food. Ooh, I
Yeah.
have 2 left on my list. I'm gonna. Cindy's gonna be surprised here because
Yeah, I think you'll pick the thing that was one on my list. I think.
I don't
I'd be
think I will.
surprised if you didn't. Yeah.
I think I'm the only person who's gonna have this. One of my favorite foods, which might be a bit of a surprise, honey roasted parsnips.
Not my number one, but hell yes.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful food. Elevates any Sunday dinner, must on a Christmas dinner. And you don't always have honey roasted through the year. Remember, some you used to have roast parsnips. Bang some honey on for Christmas, bit of time. Elevates that Christmas dinner to top level.
Love it. Yeah.
Great shout. Love some parsnips. That and the carrots as well. We did honey roasted carrots as well.
Yeah.
Bang them in together.
Yeah, I just didn't want to pick them
Combination.
both together, but yeah, you put them in the same pan, I guess. Your root veg medley.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, incredible. Yeah,
What was your number
I'm
one
very
then, Paul?
vegetable. Oh yeah,
Curious
so
what your
is
number
it,
one.
so because it's so important to the meal, the gravy.
I thought you were going to say gravy.
My top
Yeah.
2 were
Awesome boys love gravy. Yeah, but so important.
Runs through
Yeah.
our veins.
Yeah.
yeah, honey roast parsnips and gravy were my 2 remaining ones, and I was like, I Cindy thought I was going to take gravy 101 as like my second pick here because I'm kind of known as a gravy boy over here. It's one of my restaurant ideas I'm going to open at one point in my life is Gravy John's.
Oh,
Everything comes with gravy, different
Yeah,
varieties of
good shout.
gravy. So yeah, good poultry gravy was going to be my number. Was going to be my food choice here. Honey roast
And-
parsnips just edged it out.
I'm sorry. You're gonna be called Gravy John from now on this podcast.
Absolutely fine with me. It'll just get
Very
branded for the
even
restaurant when it finally
Yeah.
opens.
And
I
also
also
why
have
it's
a-
why it's so good. Sorry to linger on the gravy. Why it's so good is because and I guess not. Again, maybe not everybody has turkey, right? And I guess maybe not necessarily across them or the Thanksgiving thing, but the gravy you get from the roasting the turkey is just next
Yep.
level. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Proper poultry gravy.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfection. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, speaking of root veg medley, it's time to move on to our next melody. Cindy, what is your Christmas song?
That's the best
Oh
link
my
we've ever had.
goodness. Oh dear. I don't know if I can follow
She has to
that
live
up
with
with
this.
anything clever. So I'm gonna let my Midwest show a little bit on this one.
It's family show.
So I guess Christmas pop songs were never really a thing. I mean, we all know Mariah Carey and some of the other like big numbers that are
Well,
American.
Paul still got to pick. You know, it's not really.
I
Don't
don't.
worry, I'm
I
not
don't.
picking- I'm
He's
not
not a
doing
Mariah
that.
Carey boy. I can tell.
I'm shocked.
Me too.
Yeah.
The biggest selling Christmas song of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was never like my thing at all. So when I think of Christmas, I want a song that I can sing in the bar with my family when I'm drunk. I want it to be kid friendly enough that kids can jump in, and I want it to probably be something classic. So I would have to say that my Christmas song would have to be "Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer." And I don't know if you guys have heard this song. It did trend in the UK at one point, but it did peak at number 1 in like 83, 84, and 85. So it's been a number 1. It is the epic tale of Grandma being too drunk and stumbling home to go get her meds and getting run over by Santa and the reindeer.
Tough time
And-
for grandmas, them years.
Exactly.
The thing is, you've got the copycats as well.
Yeah.
So I wanted to say, along with this being like the lyrics are funny and you can sing to it and everyone's just sloshed at the bar singing with the jukebox with this. John, you might resonate with this. So the artist, he basically was brought the song by a friend because his friend was too embarrassed to sing it. Him and his wife put together this song. His name was Elmo Shropshire. Can't really say it. But basically, they put out this song and it got traction. They got picked up by a label, and their label screwed them. So what did he do? He pulled a T Swift and re-recorded it because he was tired of them taking all the money for the residuals and stuff on it. So I thought you would like that your girl T Swift learned her moves from a dude in the 80s called Dr. Elmo now. And if you hadn't had a chance to watch the music video they have on YouTube of it, it's hilarious as well. So I would say,
yeah,
it's very.
Song, it's great.
Yeah, it is great. Yeah, it's classic.
Nice, good pick.
And an incredibly sinister cover art on the album. I don't know if Paul can share that just on the link that I posted in the chat, but
Where is it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think I've just had a look at that.
That's actually Elmo dressed up as the grandmother, just to be clear.
That's going to be a grandmother. I thought it was the creepiest Santa I've ever seen, but yeah, that makes sense, I guess, looking at it more in depth now.
Oh yeah.
It looks like the guy who ran over the grandmothers.
Yeah. Nicked her wig, nicked her outfit.
Cool. Is it? Am I the last pick, Mr. Irrelevant?
As always.
So I'm gonna go. Obviously, I have to go for a song. So I'll talk through, and again, if there's any other, I'll talk for I suppose other ones that I would have picked. Because we're here and we'll cover off any of our honourable mentions shortly. So a couple of my favourites. I'm not going to pick these. I'll save the one we picked for last. But Stop the Cavalry, Jonah Leary, pretty good one. Yes, song about being a soldier on the front line, wishing he was at home for Christmas. Pretty good. Like that one. What else did I have that was good? Couple of classics on there. Wham! Last Christmas, absolute classic. Yeah.
Number one this year in the UK, right?
Is it? Oh, I was hoping it was gonna be the Pogues, but no.
I looked last night and it was 1 to 50 to be Wham. So
okay, yeah, probably is. I think it's tomorrow. So
yeah, all bookers.
Yeah. So yeah, Last Christmas Wham! Just George Michael. It's just a great pop song, isn't it? What else have Elton John Step Into Christmas is another one of my favourites.
Banger.
Love that one. And then just some of the British classic ones. Slade, Merry Christmas Everyone. It's a great one. I don't know if you've ever heard that one, Cindy. It is really good. Wizard, I Wish It Could Be Christmas Every Day, with possibly the creepiest music video you will ever see.
Last night.
Yeah, so it's with there's a school choir on the record with Wizard. I think it's the proper 70s cheese. And in the video, they get the kids to play pretend they're playing the instruments. A lot of them have got saxophones and drums, and these kids are so bad at pretending to play these instruments in this music video. Most of the kids are fed up. They're not interested. They're being forced to sing along. The singer, the guy who's dressed up as a wizard, kicks one of the kids off the stage. And they recorded the video.
Different era.
Yeah, different times.
It's the 70s right there.
Yeah, it was the 70s.
Jimmy Savile's mending the kid. You'll be fine, son. You'll be fine. Now then.
Well, it's funny because how this song starts, he goes "Come on, kids!" as well, a really creepy voice.
Creepy.
Savile thought that was an instruction.
Looking back on it now, it is so creepy. But the song is a good. It's
a banger.
It's a banger.
Yeah. I can't remember some of the other ones. Ones that maybe weren't necessarily Christmas songs. And I went Panthers. It's not the one I'm picking. 2 Become 1 by the Spice Girls was a Christmas number one. Great record. But the one I'm going to take is the one that Joe's gone to the effort of mocking up in the background, because it is genuinely my favourite Christmas song. Again, it's not necessarily a song about Christmas. Stay Another Day by E17. Incredible pop song, and it's the bells in the background during the song, and the 4 very thug looking boy band members parading around in the white parkas. Yeah, with the snow in the video, and it's just a great song, great sing-along song. Nothing to do with Christmas, but a great Christmas song.
Looks like a Christmas Eve in Manchester, doesn't it?
It does. He's 17. You know, the other Bibles. You could compare them to like Take That at the time, right? And Take That quite like clean cut looking, and these 4 guys look like they might rob your house in a boy band. But yeah, and I don't remember. I was trying to remember before because I was thinking, I'll probably get it because I'm not sure people take it. But I genuinely can't remember any of these 17 songs. But this one is incredible, and the guy, the actual one of them who was talented and wrote it and could play instruments, has like earned an absolute fortune off the back of it. Yeah, I'm right. So it is a great pop song. Yeah, and I'm not going to give you a blast of it.
You're going to give us a blast of it?
No, I'm not going to give you a blast.
Well, Joe did.
That's
we didn't get a blast of
you
Grandma. Cindy didn't give us a blast of Grandma. Grandma got run over by a reindeer either. So,
and you didn't hit us up with Fairy Tale in New York either.
Exactly.
The last one was karaoke round.
Okay, the reason why Joe needed to sing it is because you couldn't remember what the song sounded
None
like.
of us know what Grandma got run over by a reindeer sounds like, and Cindy doesn't know what this sounds like. So,
right. Yeah, that finishes off. Any sort of honourable mentions? I'm quite conscious this laptop's going to die in like 5 minutes. So
I've got a few songs I'll quickly run through. So there's John Lennon, obviously, Happy Xmas. And Paul McCartney, Wonderful Christmas Time is always a banger. And Boney M, Mary's Boy Child, is an absolute classic. And then there's the classics, Nat King Cole, the Christmas song, and It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year, are 2 classic Christmas songs. Which
Ian Bing as well, to be fair.
Yeah.
I had Slade, Merry Christmas Everyone, or Merry Christmas Everybody, and one that won't be on anybody's list, but was probably going to be my second pick if I didn't get the Pogues, was Charlie Bliss and Pup. Not sure if people know those bands. Pup are a pop punk band. Charlie Bliss power pop band. A couple of years ago during the pandemic release, It's Christmas and I Fucking Miss You, and it's a really emotional, great banger of a Christmas song that I would really recommend people listen to. My only other movie I had on my list after It's a Wonderful Life, I didn't think anyone would take it. I knew Cindy hadn't seen it, didn't know about you guys, was just Home Alone 1, which I prefer to Home Alone 2. We touched on it earlier. And my only other tradition I had, and this is a very my family tradition rather than a Christmas tradition for the world, I guess. You know, we weren't a rich family growing up. So what we would do, everything was Christmas. My mum made sure that Christmas was really special and, you know, save up for months to make sure all Christmas food was there and it was all top end. So on the 23rd, we would have freezer raffle for dinner.
Yeah.
Literally don't know what you're getting for dinner. It's just like, you know, the freezers, it's stuff that's not in boxes anymore. It's fucking frostbitten, whatever. And then you would just like, my mum would just cook it off and it's like, okay, you get a plate of this, you get a plate of that. It looks like a pie. This looks like it might be a, you know, chicken Kiev maybe. We don't really know what's going on here. There's 5 random potato shapes on your plate. Paul's laptop just died. And then on 24th, though, we'd walk up to Alan Chung's, a local chippy/Chinese, and we get Chinese for tea. We didn't get takeout very often. And yeah, we'd always get it for dinner on the 24th on Christmas Eve. And then we'd be off to bed and Mum would be playing Santa Claus. So yeah, that 23rd, 24th of dinners was just a wonderful combination. And Paul's laptop has died. So Joe, Cindy, any honorable mentions?
Yeah, I've got a few films, just the classics. So Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh, yeah, we talked about that.
Yep, that's at mine.
Yeah, Elf and Grinch, obviously 2 classics. And I just recently watched Klaus. Don't know if you've seen that on Netflix.
Yeah, we love it.
So it was the first time I watched it this year, and it's like me and Meg both loved it. We've said that's now on our yearly Christmas film list. So that's on films. And treats, I've mentioned Matchsticks and obviously Quality Street. Chocolate Orange, Terry's Chocolate Orange is always a Christmas. And After Eight, love some After Eight. And that feels very Christmassy.
Didn't think of After Eight. Nice. Cindy, any other traditions, sweets or?
Yeah, the only other thing I was going to say, because you took Nightmare Before Christmas, that was on my short list too. I would be behooved by my family if I didn't say A Christmas Story would be a movie that is obviously a Christmas classic. It plays 24 hours a day, starting Christmas Eve all the way through Christmas here on, I don't know what channel now, but used to be TBS. So I've probably collectively seen that movie about 400 times in my lifetime. So
you seen it, Joe?
You know what? No, I've not seen it. I've like seen it advertised, and it's one of them where, same as like It's a Wonderful Life, me and Meg was like, okay, we'll watch it this Christmas and we'll try and find it. And then it's just like Christmas happens. It's always too late now. So yeah,
Do
need
It's
to
a
watch
Wonderful
it
Life
some-
before Christmas Story.
Yeah, it's on. Yeah, it was on one of the like 'cause we've got like a cinema with old films as well here, but it was on like the one day we couldn't go, so it's just like okay, we'll try and get it at some point. But yeah, but I haven't seen Christmas Story.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've never seen it before I moved here, but yeah, because it's on 24 hours a day. Like you definitely see it over Christmas because it's like you'll just catch it through the day. It's not one you need to really be tuned in, sat on the edge of your seat for.
No, that's it on my end, though.
Grand. So what we normally do is at the end of these, when Paul doesn't have a dead laptop, we normally just put who we think is the winner in the chat. But I don't even have the option of. Can I present? In fact, let me see if I can present. Share my screen. Yeah, don't show me these tips again. I think I've ticked don't show me these tips every time I do this. Good teams win, great teams cover draft. Are we sharing? Is that visible?
I think.
Oh, hang on. Do I need to do something here?
I think was Paul the host of the recording?
Yeah, Paul was hosting.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
He has
queued
to
up to
give
be
it.
shared,
Yeah.
but it's not shareable. So I'll just stop screen. Don't need to be sharing when we can't share it. So yeah, Joe, your draft was Pigs in Blankets, Home Alone 2 Lost in New York, Baileys and Hot Drinks, Boxing Day Leftovers and Films, Darkness, Christmas Time. I took The Pogues Fairy Tale of New York, It's a Wonderful Life, Christmas Eve Drinks with the Lads, Women Allowed also, Celebrations, Honey Roasted Parsnip. Cindy took The Muppets Christmas Carol, Stuffing Balls, White Elephant, Fannie Mae, and Elmo, Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer. And Paul, Boxing Day Football, Rose's Chocolates, Roast Potatoes, Die Hard, E17, Stay Another Day. So, Cindy, Joe, you have access to the private chat here. I'm just going to quickly think about it before I tell you to vote, because I need to actually figure out I don't want to vote after everyone else does and look like I'm being sus on timing. Who am I voting for? Okay, I've got my vote. So, I'm going to go 3, 2. Everyone got your vote ready, I guess? I should ask before we time it out, but. Perfect. Yeah, so if Paul's listening, pop your vote in the chat as well. I'll maybe do a 5-4, and if everyone's ready, so I'll go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, Joe on a 2-1 takes it. He gets a big vote from Chicago by me and Cindy.
Was it the singing? Was it the singing what tipped it over the edge?
Well, yeah, I mean, kind of, yeah, but like Paul, Paul can't draft for shit. So Rose's Chocolates was too big of a reach. I don't know. Elmo got run over by a reindeer.
Same.
So like that was a ding on Cindy's, unfortunately, and just really consistent. Paul, Joe, can't knock Pigs in Blankets, can't knock Baileys and Hot Drinks. Home Alone and Home Alone 2 both great. I prefer Home Alone 1, but they're both great. And Boxing Day is a classic. So yeah, I mean, obviously I'd vote for myself if I could, but
of course
I can't, so I won't. Cindy, what do you love about Joe's draft?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Anyone that had Muppets Christmas Carol is one of their tops, No, I'm just kidding. As far as the draft goes, I just thought he was very consistent. Definitely relatable. The singing gave you extra points.
So this year, instead of it being ho, 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 it's Joe, 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 Merry Christmas. So I'm hoping if we all just leave the studio, because Paul, his laptop has died and he's the host, I'm hoping it'll stop recording. And he's logged back in.
Hey!
It's a Christmas miracle. Oh.
Yeah,
So Paul, you didn't vote for Joe. What was your thinking for?
Yeah, I know it's pretty. Joe's pretty good. I lent to yours. Yeah, I think probably Home Alone 2. In fact, they picked Home Alone 2 over Home Alone 1. Maybe. I think if you'd just gone Home Alone, I'd probably have lent to Joe. It is a great film. Quite conscious this is going to go any minute. So, congrats, Joe. Thank you
very much.
Well done, Cindy. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
See you soon.